Hey everybody, welcome to the AGROFORESTRY ACADEMY channel. Today I want to talk to you about wood. This is the most amazing resource that our forests produce. And not only it is an amazing building resource, it's one of the best materials we have, but it's our best fertilizer for the soil. There's no doubt about that, because wood really feeds the soil and the soil's microorganisms. And it creates, when it decays, it creates that black soil that we love so much, and plants love it even more. So, in this area where I stand right now, there was an old tree, of a species that's called Genipapo. The scientific name is Genipa americana, and it's from the Rubiaceae family. It's a really big tree, it's an emergent tree, and it was really old and it shaded the whole area, so it was too big for me to prune it. So it would be really hard to prune it drastically, as it needed to be pruned. So I just took it down, but without a problem, because I planted lots of its sons here in the system, so they're gonna thrive, and they're gonna substitute their mother soon enough. And taking down the tree provided me with lots and lots of wood, and this is just an amazing thing. Let me show it to you here. We used it around the beds, on the edges of the bed, and we also used it on some of the pathways here, as you can see here. So I can walk on the wood. This is really good because it protects the soil in the place where it needs the most, because we step on it so much it ends up compacting, and then the wood completely protects the soil from that. So I really love putting wood on the pathways. One thing is important when you do this is that the wood needs to be really firm, right? It can't be rolling over, otherwise when you step on it you might fall. And this is something really important when you're in a field. You don't want to fall, because there might be sticks and potentially dangerous pieces of wood around. So what we do is we put thicker logs close to thinner logs, as you can see here. So we put a thicker log, then a thin log, then a thicker log, then a thin log, and this makes them more firm, so that they just don't roll around too much, so you can step on it just without the fear of falling. Now, the amazing thing is what happens beneath the wood, and because the thing is that this protection lasts so long, and it provides so much material for microorganisms to digest, that it creates this environment full of life underneath it. So I'm going to take this one out so that you can see it. And in fact, it's really amazing, because when it's been lying here for so long, when you try to take it out, you actually feel like the earth is holding on to it. It's like the earth is actually eating it. The soil clings to it. So, but I'm going to do it here. Check out this beauty. I don't know if I've got good. The light's not so good. I don't know if you can see it. But look what goes on underneath here. And this is really amazing, because we've got plant roots that they come to beneath the wood to feed directly from the wood. And then we've got, look at the plant's roots. They actually, now you can see properly. The plant's roots, they actually cling to the wood. Check it out. Because it's so full of nutrients, and the microorganisms, they are all here. You can see this yellow colony of fungi. And then there's this white one, so it's completely colonized. Obviously there are lots of termites in here, and you can see that the soil starts getting really well structured because it's got all these insects that work on it. So check it out. You've got all these little crumbles, which is the work done by insects. So this is a very, very precious resource. So that's why we plant trees, in order to prune them. You know, I plant trees because I want to have wood on my soil. That's one of the reasons. And I want to prune them and put wood on the soil constantly. So we need fast growing trees in order to be able to do that quickly. The faster we put wood in our soil, the faster it will grow rich, and the faster we're going to have a healthy microorganisms population here in the soil. So let's plant trees, but let's remember to prune them constantly, because it's really easy to get attached to trees. You know, they're very, very beautiful and we love them so much. But it's really important for the dynamics of the system that they be pruned, and that we're constantly feeding the soil with fresh organic matter. And we want to be wood. We want that organic matter to be wood, you know, apart from leaves and branches obviously, but wood is really what feeds the soil. It's definitely the most complete and preferred food for microorganisms in the soil. You know, be it the whole logs or shredded wood. Obviously shredded wood decomposes faster, and that's a good and a bad thing. If you put entire logs, the good thing is that they last longer and they provide they create a longer process of decomposition, and that's a good thing because different processes happen and different microorganisms are needed in order to break that thing down. Not only microorganisms but insects as well. So it creates a richer environment, and that's a very, very good thing for your ecosystem. But obviously there's something to be said about the logistics of using shredded wood. You know, it's just a lot easier to spread shredded wood around than it is to put logs on the soil. So that's something we have to balance, you know, how fast we can work on a field versus the ideal way of working on a field. So, and obviously it depends on the tools you have. I don't have a machine which shreds wood, so I just have to do everything with a chainsaw. So I end up doing logs. But you know, if you have a wood shredding machine, you can just shred the whole tree and distribute it on your soil. So that's it, people. That's what I have for you today. Thank you very much for watching. Here's a view of the field. We've got the cassava resprouting from a recent pruning because we need to make these pineapples flower. So we give it a bit more of sunlight. And remember, guys, keep it pruned, keep your soil covered.